series did you accept? Here, straight public. Let's see if we can finish. Nova Scotia. Looks interesting. Take this and put this on public. And share it out to a few pages. The music might play. Sure. Start sharing that out. Whew. Okay. That page. That I was thinking. All right. Good morning. Good morning. What is that? Syrian border. Syria troops advance towards, I guess, Turks. I guess they'll be flipping out about that today. What's going on? Trying to share. Going out in public. Good morning, people. Good morning. Well, I'm professional this morning. My shirt didn't work out well with the green screen. My shirt's made in China. Oh, why can't I share? I'll try this man thing here. Ooh, I guess I've been naughty. Hold on. Can I not share this to my page? Have I been naughty? Oh, come on. Y'all done put my page in Facebook jail. No, they won't let me share it there. Oh, y'all some bastards. Oh my goodness. Guess I've been bad. Free the Planet or Bust is a bad page. I guess it's been naughty. I can share everywhere else. I can't share out there. I guess freeing the planet is naughty. Free the Planet or Bust. That's the name of my other Facebook page. But don't let me share. Let me try it here. Let me just make sure. I want to guarantee it's the deep state that's blocking me. Let me see if my mic is on. I'm running my mouth. I know my mic is on. It's going out here. See if I can share it. And free the planet or bust, because that's a bad idea. Trying to free the planet from slavery is a bad idea. You're not allowed to do that. It's kind of on topic what I'm talking about today. It's not a collapser anymore. Let's see. Okay, no, we're good. We're good. All right, it's not the deep state. I got my China shirt on. Y'all like my China shirt? Shirt's made in China. We hate China. Listen, shut up. This shirt's an old shirt. Old shirt. I done had this shirt well over a decade. So I wear my China shirt. Comments in with my live reaction. Somebody's not supposed to like that. Somebody should be upset with that. Where's my angry faces? You're not supposed to wear a shirt from China. It was in my closet, so I wore it. That's just how it goes. I am not a collapser anymore, y'all. I think I'm not a collapser. I've changed my mind. I don't think the West has to collapse. I don't think America has to collapse. I've completely changed my mind. I was listening to someone this morning talk about the creature from Jekyll Island. I don't think we have to go and be poor. I don't think we do. Because the thing is they started printing our currency and that was a scam. Those are con artists. They are con artists. There's no reason for America to collapse. Bread doesn't have to go to $12 a loaf. I'm no longer a collapser. I'm gonna walk away. If we can walk away from government, how come you can't get government to walk away from the banks? Somebody explain that to me. I was thinking about that this morning. Good morning. I think we can. I think if we can walk away, because you're supposed to walk away from false things. You're supposed to walk away from fantasies, and central banking is a fantasy. The only reason that you have oppression all over the world is central banking. The only reason you have war is central banking. Why can't the governments just walk away? It's a fantasy concept. Money is a fantasy construct. You don't own any debts. I was thinking about that this morning. If the banking scheme was a scheme, and the government did something that was treasonous, it was illegal, and they weren't allowed to do it within the Constitution, give up the printing and the coining of money, it was all a scam. You don't own anything. Look at your credit cards. You own nothing. You own nothing. That's how I'm thinking. I don't believe in the betters and jewels. I don't think we have to collapse. I think all we got to do is get people to understand what banking is. I don't think we have to go to the road. This is the movie The Road. We don't have to go and eat people. Didn't one of your leaders say that? AO7, something like just ACO, CO, CEO, something like that. She said you're gonna eat people. It's in the movie in the Road. Y'all supposed to watch that. You eat people. I don't think we have to. So yeah, I'm no longer a collapser. I'm gonna walk away. If we can walk away from banks and purchases and Walmart and Amazon Prime and consumerism, if we can walk away because these things are all fantasy, government can walk away from central banking. I don't think they own anything. I don't think America owes anything. I don't think Britain owes anything. I don't think Australia owes. I don't think any of them. All the Rothschild bank. I think the only thing that's owed is the bankers owe prison some time. That's all it is. They owe prison some time. And maybe not the ones that are, only some of the ones that are alive. Not all the Rothschilds and Rockefellers. Some are just born into it. But the ones at the top, that's a scam. It was all a scam. I think they just need to go to prison and that's it. And everybody's free. That's what I kind of think. I changed my damn mind. Yes, I saw I changed my mind. If I didn't never make a clip of me like, well, you said back to 1932 that. I changed my mind. I said in 1932, I changed my mind in 1933. I really don't care what people say. The brain is a dynamic thing. We have to keep moving forward. We have to continue to reduce what's in our cup and sterilize the cup and fill it with something pure. I was thinking about that the other day. The indoctrination. Why does indoctrination exist? Because they knew that the God thing told you that it wasn't going to pour nothing pure in your cup till you got rid of what was in your cup. You had to empty your cup. You had to sterilize the damn cup. You can't have no residue in your cup. You can't have no sugar in there. Sugar's carcinogen. You got to pour that stuff out and sterilize it. And then the God thing will pour something pure in there. Spirit, God, creature, Mother Nature, Gaia. I don't care what you call it, Shiva. I'm good with all of that. You got to pour. It's not going to pour them pure in the dirty cup. That's why they indoctrinate you. That's why you're American. That's why you're black. That's why you're black. That's why you're Irish. That's why you're Russian. Because you got to keep the dirty residue in the cup, the dirty group tribalism in the cup, and the God spirit thing ain't pouring that in the cup. Got to empty the cup. Got to empty the cup. Got to empty the cup. All right. I'm just going to do comments and we run to the news. I don't talk about anything else today other than I changed my mind. I'm not a collapser. I no longer believe in a collapse. I believe in the help the old dude that you met on the road. See, this is what the kid's supposed to do. This kid trying to help the old man. And I think the old man died. Spoiler alert that you're supposed to watch it anyway, so I really don't care. Spoiler alert. Because his daddy raised him to help people. See, he could have set up a central bank. This child right here, y'all see this child? He could have set up a central bank and charged the old guy, right? He could have just agreed with the system, did the slave thing, indoctrination thing. No, he didn't. So I was thinking about emptying the cup. Let me turn this music off. I'm switch over to the talk. Because I think I was thinking about emptying the cup. That was about indoctrination. Indoctrination. You gotta get rid of all of it. You gotta get rid of all of it. I know because people that pour out the cup and they just leave like a little swallow left, and that's the American part. They leave a little swallow, that's the British part. They leave a little swallow, that's the Italian part. A little swallow, that's the black part. Nationalism. You gotta pour the whole damn cup out, people. Damn cup, the whole cup, and boil it. Sterilize your damn cup, and then fill it with something pure. Freedom, love, peace. Help old people. Don't set up central banks. But yeah, I'm not a collapser anymore, so I give up on that. I'm not a collapser. I think that we can just walk away from this. If we can walk away from cronyism and corrupt government, they can walk away from cronyism and corrupt banking system. Because think about it. Here's my thought. I was looking at the whole Creature from Jekyll Island thing. If you don't understand the Federal Reserve and central banking and how come you're a slave, please look it up, do your homework. This is prerequisites to these classes, all right? Prerequisites to be here with these people, I can't point to them, but these people right here. It's prerequisites that you gotta be here. You have to learn how to read, you gotta know how to read. Writing is important, but it's not necessary. You can type, because they gave up writing. And you gotta have a heart. Gotta have some warm blood to go with the heart. The blood has to flow. It has to flow. You gotta eat organic things, natural, not too much sugar, not too much soda, Pepsi, Coke, same damn thing. Prerequisites. And you gotta look up central banking. Otherwise, you have no idea what the hell we're talking about. Gotta look up central banking. Best book is the Creature from Jekyll Island. So here's the point. That was a 1913, 1933 scam. That's why war exists. The opposite of world war I thought was world peace, but that's really not how it works. The opposite of central banking is world peace. That's how it works, because they funded both sides of every war. They did it since the Napoleonic Wars. They funded both sides of every war. If we walk away, if our governments, I say that with like I need to drink some, I don't know, maybe I need a shot of whiskey or something. So. I just don't believe in government anymore. But if we can walk away from government, they can walk away from central banks. That's what I think. I don't think you own anything. I think your credit card, I think it's all a lie. I think it's all, because they didn't have anything. They didn't have any collateral. They have anything. They don't own anything. It's not like gold-based or silver-based or anything. They literally just print the money and lie to your government and give it to them. That's it. So It wasn't backed by anything. I don't think you owe anything. I think you're free and clear. You know what? Just go to the bank today. I want you to tell them that I said. Go to the bank today. Say, you know what? When you fill out your check to pay off your credit card, you say, you know what? Gerard said, I don't know your damn thing because your currency is a lie and it's cronyism and the con men all the way to the top. And they all going to jail. And if you keep oppressing me, telling me I owe you something for that damn TV and the car, you're going to go to jail with them. Sign your name. Say, Gerard says so. Tag him in the video. The bank put you in the jail, they put you right in the prison. They still own the prison, they still own the government. So this is another thing I think. I think that if you have central banking, which operates on debt, operates on oppression, if you've had them for over a couple decades, you don't need a government anyway. Not that you actually had one, because central banks don't allow you to have a government. They give you the illusion of one. But you don't need a government anyway. You don't really have a reason to vote. You just need to call 911. You need a trauma unit. That's all you need, because they work on artificial scarcity. They work on planned obsolescence. So this is what I think. I think we can just walk away. Tell me if I'm wrong. If we just walk away and the government walks away from the banks and say, bye bankers, and then they send like some paddy wagons to pick them up and put them in prison, what's gonna change tomorrow? What? Something gonna change? You ain't gonna own anything. The government ain't gonna own anything. What's gonna change? We got everything, y'all. We got everything. We got the guns, the tanks, the bombs, the televisions, the cups and everything. The only thing who owes anybody anything at that point is the West owes the world. That's the part that's the difficult part. Then everybody keeping everything that's stolen, not helping the rest of the world. Like this little kid right here. See, he's not setting up a fiat currency. He's not setting up Bitcoin. He's not, he's just trying to help the old man. And I think they gave him a can of beans or something because he was dying on the side of the road. This was during the apocalyptic time. I don't think you actually own anything. That's what I think. I think we can just walk away. Somebody tell me why it can't be that easy. Well, good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing this morning? Happy day. What is today? Wednesday? I think we can just walk away. I think you're supposed to walk away from fantasy things. I think you're supposed to walk away from the boogeyman. Because isn't that what you do as a child? You wake up and you realize the boogeyman ain't real. What you do? You don't have to set up a new boogeyman currency system. You just walk away from the boogeyman. Boogeyman ain't real. Candyman is not real. That's it. How you get rid of Candyman? Stop calling Candyman. You gotta look in the mirror and say it 3 times. You gotta say Candyman, Candyman, and I'm not gonna say the last one because yes, I do believe in paranormal activity. I'm not gonna say it the 3rd time. I think we just walk away. So I'm not a collapser. I give up. I've changed my mind. Changed the mind of it to keep enslaving the planet. The censors will like it better. Change the name of it to keep enslaving the planet. Oh, right. The censors will like it. Right, Lori, that's what I was talking about, right? Like the Bitcoin and all they want to do is change the name because they want to be the slavers. That's it. They want to be the slavers. I think that, once again, life is a gift, and I think it was given to you by your heavenly holy father, whether you call him Jehovah, Shiva, Gaia, Mother, whatever. I think it was a gift, and I don't think you don't have to pay to be here. So I don't think you create a new currency. Like you can have a Star Trek, electronic digital thing. That makes sense. That makes sense. Where people hit credits or something, bing, 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 when you get the chunk in your head or the chip or whatever the hell you want to get. That makes some sense. But as far as like having something that we are happy that other people have less of, I don't think we should do that anymore. I think that's a mental illness. I agree with Sadhguru. I think that's a mental illness. Taking pride and calling success because you got more things in ATM, you got more things in the garage, you got more things in the closet, you got more things that all the things were stolen anyway. I think that's a mental illness. Taking pride that you have more money than somebody else does, that you have more houses or cars or t-shirts or shoes. I think that's a mental illness. Why would you take pride in somebody else not having anything? And setting up a society like that is a societal level mental illness. That's what I think. But, looks good. My shirt looks good. Thank you, Jasmine. This shirt came from China. Chick chong chong. All right, y'all, I'm getting in trouble. Let me stop. They make good shirts, y'all. They make good shirts. I don't care what you say. This shirt came from China. They make good shirts. I've had it for at least 15 years, and it's still, you wear something that's 15 years old. Yes, dummy, because your shirts is why they murdering people all over the planet. Stop buying shirts. Stop buying shoes unless somebody local makes it. So I have it. This was a time where I didn't realize I needed to buy local, and I didn't buy it anyway. It was a gift. A gift from a friend from China, okay? So I wear the shirt proudly. It was a gift of love, so I wear my China shirt. Peace and love. Good morning, Daniel. Good morning, Dottie. Good morning, Stacy. Let me do some comments. I'm gonna look at the news. Good morning, Patricia. Patricia said it's me. Yeah, she's on Facebook. She hadn't been kicked off yet. Brother Adam, good morning. Adam did a video with Brother John the other day. I didn't get a chance to watch it. Y'all should follow Adam Prime too. Let me see. It's all smoke and mirrors. Stacy, it's all smoke and mirrors. And what I'm saying is stop believing the smoke and the mirrors. Don't just not believe in the mirror and go with the smoke. Don't not just, not believe in the mirror and go with the smoke and go with the mirror. Don't believe in any of it. You don't have to have a currency system. Everybody has all the food that they need, but we have to have the bare basic needs though. You have to make sure that the next door neighbor isn't a psychopath. You got to make sure they're not raising psychopathic children to come and walk through your rose bushes and key up your car because you got something they don't. So you print everything for everybody with 3D printing. So it's easy to walk away. I think we just walk away. Nothing will change tomorrow. The banks will be pissed off. They'll be yelling and screaming. But nobody will have, well, the other thing that'll change if we did that today, there'd be no war. There would be no war because you can't fund an endless war without central banking and somebody printing a fantasy currency to pay for drones to go murder people. War would stop tomorrow. All the troops would come home. I think you just walk away from central banking. It's not like they had a right to do it anyway. Yes, money is a scam. War is a racket. We need to walk away from all the fake things, all the boogeymen, all the Jasons and Freddy Kruegers. Just walk away from them because that's what they're making. They've literally made the United States of America a trauma-based society. We give people traumas because they don't have things that you're happy that you have and you post on Facebook, you Insta chat all day. And I think that's a mental illness. Because politicians work for bankers. Exactly, Susan, because they don't care who the politicians are because they buy all of them. They print the money. And they bought the system, doesn't even matter. Like, I was thinking about Susan the other day. I was thinking about the NFL. I try to slow down. Some people say I talk too fast sometimes. Think about the NFL. Like, I get people wanting to believe in politicians and leaders, right? Because they look like us, right? I get that. They got eyes. They got mouths. They lie all the damn time, but they got mouths. They got 2 feet and arms. So they're things that we'll trust, right? They don't look like a tiger. They don't look like an ape. They don't look like a bank. They don't look like a government because the government actually doesn't have a face. So we trust the politician, we trust the leader, the human being, but do you trust the government? That's my problem. That's the system. You're not supposed to trust the system. I get wanting to trust a person, something that looks like you, but not a government. And that's how they fool us, right? They get you trusting a person, something that looks like you, but they put it in a system that won't let it invoke its humanity. The system won't let it invoke the reasons you put trust in it because it looks like you, it has a heart, lungs, breathes, got to eat, drink clean water, not have chemtrails in its nose. And then the system does what it does by giving you a person that you like. I was thinking of it like football. You know how people do the stats all the time, my player this, my player that, they got the shirts and the jerseys, Kaepernick and all of the Tyson and whoever else plays, all the players. I know the players, I don't watch sports. You can trust the player, you can like the player, but do you trust the franchise? Do you trust the NFL? No, you shouldn't. It's a system. Why would you trust a system? But that's how they fool people. They get you to trust something that looks like you, and they put it in a system that doesn't allow to do the things that are the reason why you trust it. But they buy all the politicians. That's just how it works. Our news is fake. Our money is fake. Our debt is fake. Just ones and ones and zeros. That's it, Stacey. It's all fake. We can walk away from all of it. We can walk away, but we got to get the government. Got to get them to walk away. How do we do that? That's my question. I don't know how to do that. That's I think if we all, I think was it Christine or somebody said that maybe we might actually get 70 or 80% of people not voting. That'd be a wonderful thing. Maybe that'll be the hint that they need that we're done. Maybe that'll be the hint. I mean, I got most of my friends are voting. These people right here, they're gonna lie to you. They're gonna tell you they're not voting. They voting. I know y'all monkeys. Don't lie to me. Say, we're not gonna vote. I want you to do a live stream all day with you not driving through no damn polls. Most of these people they're gonna vote. If we actually do that, maybe that'll be the hint that we're losing faith in them. That's the only way I think you get them to shift short of a collapse. I think we can get away without having a collapse. The belief is still too strong in money. It is too strong in money, Christine, because the mental illness is too strong. right? The mental illness, the pride of having what other people don't have. That's why I think the changes are internal. Gotta look in the mirror. Gotta look in the mirror and stop being proud of things that other people died because they don't have. Other kids can't go on field trips because they don't have. Other kids can't buy new shoes because they don't have. People commit suicide because they don't have. That's not something to be proud of. That's something that you need to go get some help and a pill for. You need to get an injection. The only vaccine we need in the world is to get rid of central banking. That's it. And the whole world will right itself. Leave other people alone. Let me see. So I changed my mind. That's right, Ivan. I changed my mind. Let me see. Lots of Palestinians have escaped to Turkey. The only place that would let them in, right? Because everybody should let them in, Lord. If they all gave a damn, if they were humans, if they had some humanity, if they were humane, they would let them in. But the problem is, Lord, they didn't empty their cup. There's still Turks and there's still Turkeys and Palestinians, and they didn't empty the cup. They still got residue in the cup. You got to empty the cup to put anything pure in. If they get pure things in, then everybody realizes they're all cousins. You got that purity, that consciousness, spirituality, sentience. Then you want to help children, not drop bombs on them. Oh, Lord have mercy. Please, somebody have mercy. Aliens have mercy. Somebody have some mercy. Yeah, Christina is talking about Soylent Green. That's familiar. Christina, I don't remember what Soylent Green is. It's in the tip of my mind, but there's just so much. I can only remember but so much. I love people that change their minds. Otherwise, they are known. Otherwise, they know it. All they're know-it-alls. Right, Lori. People who don't change their minds, yeah, it's a good point. They're correct. And you don't ever, don't listen to correct people. Don't listen to correct monkeys. Avoid the correct monkey. The correct monkey is the one you want to avoid. It's good to be wrong. It's good to be dynamic. Because when your cup is empty and you pour that stuff and you pour the pure stuff in, you don't have any ego. You don't care about being wrong. Okay? Like you was wrong yesterday. Okay. All right. What? Am I supposed to get upset and cry? Did I get points for being right yesterday and lose points for being wrong today? It's not a point system. Life is literally not a game. People die from the nonsense we have embraced, the fantasies we hold up. So being wrong is good. You know what? I ask people what they respect out of other people, and I got a whole bunch of great posts, great comments from that. Mostly, I think I enjoy people that are wrong. I love people that are wrong. I am most trusting of people who are wrong, people who can admit they're wrong, because that tells me they're an adult. They're not 5. You notice how the Democrats and Republicans, they're never wrong. They're always right. They're always right. Hey, never, yeah, boy, you can't tell them. I think it's hilarious. They're always right. Why do you trust these people? They're not people. They're like little demon minions cheering demons, dropping bombs on children. I trust people that are wrong. People that are always right, no. I don't trust people that are right. So I agree with you. If we all go to prison, who will be left to work? If we all have bad credit, who will be left to buy? Let me see. Well, first of all, Stacey, I ain't going to prison. That's number one. You ain't taking me to prison. I agree with Peter Tosh. Jimmy Cliff. What Jimmy Cliff say? I posted a comment by him. I was listening to Jimmy Cliff this morning. I'd rather be a free man in a grave than live in some false, phony, lies economic system with central banking as a slave, as a puppet and a slave. I don't like fantasies. Put me in my grave. You ain't put me in no damn prison. I can tell you that. I am not the one. You got the wrong one. You got the wrong one. You need to go find somebody else. We going on CNN, and CNN won't even show it. But now I don't do prison. I'm sorry. I don't do slavery. I don't believe in the system. I don't believe in your mass incarceration. I don't believe in your laws. All your laws are illegal. All the nations are criminals and crooks and phony. I don't believe in any of it. I don't believe in your borders. I've walked away. You know, now mind you, yeah, you know, you got me pay some parking tickets. Damn it, I'm gonna pay the tickets. Because that's stupid. Who would die over some parking tickets? You got the money in the bank, the false currency. Pay that mother. But as far as living free, you come say, you're gonna come put you in prison for 20 years. I'm gonna pull a OJ. Y'all gonna see me driving. We going off a bridge or something. We just gonna be some entertainment. I'm going out in some fire and some flashing, and I'm gonna do my best to not hurt anybody too. And just be like, but I ain't going to prison. And the whole credit thing, what is credit anyway? What is credit, Stacey? I don't know what that is. What is that? Somebody explain credit to me. What is credit? Who has the right to say that you qualify for anything that you need to live or be happy? Who has the right to qualify and give you credit? That's a scam. All of that's a scam. I don't know the credit scores and all. That's all a scam. It's all a scam. Why? Because you were born and you can't do something somebody else can do, math, science, and English. How does it make sense that it means you have bad credit? Because you don't pay your bills because Rothschilds and Rockefellers gave all the big money jobs to people who have no empathy, who work for big corporations that make big, massive metal weapons and machines that murder people and drugs that are synthetic that give them disease, fighting disease. So you don't work for them because you work at a gas station. I don't know what credit is. What is credit? Let me see. All right, let me get down to the bottom. I'm gonna kind of peek over at the news, see if I got some other quick comments. Good morning, everyone except the one dude. Whoa, Courtney, what's that about? We got to address that. What's going on? Good morning, everybody except that one dude. Courtney, who are you good morning and minusing? You're not supposed to good. Didn't we just talk about emptying your cup, girl? Courtney, every morning you're supposed to empty your cup and sterilize that mother. Empty your cup so we can get something pure in there. Somebody offended you yesterday, drop it. Let it go. Let it go, girl. You need to put something pure in your cup. Somebody give Courtney a hug. Anybody close to Courtney? Somebody go give Courtney a hug. We don't do that. We forgive everybody every day. We let people be wrong yesterday, love them to death. You don't have to like people, but you gotta love them. Saying good morning is a great loving thing. And not in the way Henrietta in the office is saying, she lies. She don't wish you no good morning. You get to the office, you're good morning. I hated that. I hated going to the office. I hated it. You get in the office, all these people who hate you, don't like you, they can't even stand you. Won't call you if you die when they come to your funeral, and they start wishing, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, Ted, good morning, Bob, good morning, John, good morning, good morning, good morning, and then run to Tyrone, good morning, Tyrone, give me 5, you know. It's just like, these people don't care about you. They don't want to wish you no good morning. How's your wife and kids? You don't even know the name of my wife nor my children. You never even seen their picture. Why do you care? You don't care. It's all fantasy. All of this is fake. These people don't care about each other. But you're supposed to wish everybody good morning and believe in it. Courtney got some residue in her cup from yesterday. That's the problem. All right. Christine said, if it was that easy, I think we can walk away, Christine. I think it is that easy. Now, the hard part is making others do it. That's the hard part. Most people don't want to wake up because they got more jewels than you have. They got more jewels than I have. So they're like, no, I'm gonna pour everything out my cut, but this, no, I ain't gonna pour that part out. That's the problem is people, they want to keep helping demons. They don't understand demons don't need your help. Helping demons. You know, it's like this. You know what? I had another example. It's like you hear in the news, some bombs are dropping. What the hell? I got a pop-up. Desiree said you're on to something for sure. You still have your voice. I have my voice. Desiree, how come the YouTube comments not working? Why I get a pop-up on that? Desiree, you here, girl? Is that you a ghost? What the hell? Now I lost my train of thought. Let me try to fix YouTube while I do. Nah, YouTube's supposed to be working. Looks like it's supposed to be working. Oh, she's commenting on an old video. Oh, Desiree, girl, we live, girl. You supposed to. Hey, I got to comment on this one. Like, Desiree, hello, we're live. I'm gonna try to bring her over here on this side. Like, are you watching an old video? Yeah, she's watching yesterday. Oh, poor girl. That's why I said America it's a trauma unit. We need a trauma unit. We over here, Desiree. Hang on. Let me hit like. I'm gonna hit love on the comment, and I'm hitting reply. Girl, and I'm doing GUR. You know we're live. You know we're live right now. I'm gonna see if she comes over here. You know we're live, like right now. I'm sorry, she's good people. She's good people. Like, we're live. Why are you commenting on the old video? Even YouTube, if you go to YouTube, it's gonna come live. It's gonna show that you're live. You know, unless she hiding. She hiding. That's the problem. All right, I'm gonna go to another comment. I just wanna see if she appears here. Is that her? Nah. Okay. Citizen Dan, let me know if she shows up. Why are you watching? All right. I'm sorry. So let me ask you a question. So when you hear about bombs dropping on a wedding, your first thought should be wedding, kids, dresses, happiness, cake, carcinogen cake, and somebody dropped a bomb on a wedding with happy people trying to do happy things. Shouldn't the first thought be That's a demon. Only an evil person would drop a bomb on children in pretty dresses eating cake. Not, well, what country was it? Who did it? You see what I'm saying? And that's that residue in the cup. That's that indoctrination. Well, if it's my people who did it, it's okay, right? If it's my politician, it's okay. If it's my political party, it's okay, because I'm in conflict with the right, or I'm in conflict with the left. So if my people did, it's okay. Them babies at that wedding ain't got nothing to do with that. Because you got a conflict with some other adults because you're ignorant and a fool, and we love you, but we don't like you because you're helping demons. You don't need to know who did it. All you need to know is that somebody got hurt, someone did something they weren't supposed to do to innocent people, somebody needs to be in prison. Somebody needs to be taken out of power so they can't do it again. But they like to keep that residue in their cup. And my point there is demons don't need your help. Demons don't need your help. The demons who hide behind flags to get you to go and do something stupid or agree with them, the demons that hide behind races and religions that are murdering babies all around this planet or here, the pedophiles and the sick, they don't need your help. They just want your support. They don't need your help. Demons gonna do what they gotta do anyway. They don't believe in this life thing. They don't have fear. They're gonna do it anyway. See, what they're trying to do is they're trying to entangle you with them. That's all they're trying to do. They're just trying to entangle you to their fate. But they don't need your help. They're gonna do it anyway. You just make sure you don't go where the demons go. Don't be the little demon. Don't be a demon minion. Do not go where they go. But they don't need your help. Did she show up? Somebody's in here besides me, but I don't know who. Okay, citizen, that's Pride Desert. Hey, Desiree. How you doing, girl? You out there doing yoga in the desert? She like to do yoga in the desert. You doing yoga in the desert, girl? We're watching old videos while we're live. You don't like people. What's wrong? All right, let's keep going. No, I don't have to get out of here. I want to look at the news. I do want to look at the news. Look at the old. Let's see what's happening in the old today. Anybody want to post something about the old that we need to talk about? Let me see. I do clothes a long time. Yeah, Lori, I do clothes a long time. I don't throw clothes, shoes away. I hang on to them, and very rarely do I buy anything new because I want the system to fall. I'm walking away from my consumer and clothesism. More money, more problems. Yes, Susan, we know that, but people don't care about more problems as long as the problems for other people. More money, more problems. We know that. And as long as we have a problem shield. People don't care as long as they got the problem, as long as they ain't at the wedding. And I wasn't at that wedding. They didn't bomb the wedding. I wasn't there. Did I know anybody there? I didn't know anybody. I didn't know anybody. They got the problem shield, but more money, more problems. That's real talk. That's real talk. Now the problems may not hit you, but this is the thing about having pure stuff in your cup. If you got that purity in your cup and you've emptied your cup and you are all sensing, you have that consciousness going, you love people, you know these people are your cousins all over the planet. It doesn't really matter who did the bombing. Doesn't matter who got bombed. You're already upset. You got one cousin that's acting like a damn demon that you need to put behind some bars so it doesn't hurt anybody. And the more money there is, the more problems there are. So if there are more money, if there is more money, there's more scarcity somewhere. There's more debt, because that's all money is. Money is the opposite of debt. They give money to this person, put that person in debt, so the person got money, they happy, and the other person's not, and the other person will be a slave. All right, let's do this. I feel okay, G. You're looking a little pink. Am I looking pink? Is that racist? Courtney, you just mad. You mad. That's all. Courtney mad. Who's Courtney beefing with y'all? Who's she beefing? She mad. I wasn't trying to single you out, girl. I'm just saying you come in a room full of people full of love and you say, everybody, hi. And then you got that one person you don't look at. I don't know who it is. Then don't be mad. I am looking kind of, I guess I'm kind of pink. Hang on. I got a button here. I can flip this. It's like the race pill, because y'all know the race pill is coming. You know it, right? You dummy, you silly people still fighting over race. I'm gonna tell you, the race pill is on its way. In another 10 years, you're gonna have a vending machine. And you're gonna pop the pill, and it's gonna make you a rainbow. You're gonna pop the pill, it's gonna change your pigmentation to be blue, pink, yellow, green, whatever. And when that happens, you're gonna be thinking, oh, this is real silly. Why did we ever fight over race like this? You're gonna pop the pill, you're gonna be purple like this, like, What? You don't even know who I am, do you? You don't know if you fight me to scream real young. You don't know if I'm on your side or nothing. That's what I'm saying, fighting over dumb stuff that our technology is going to get rid of because solar radiation made your skin a little pinkish or brownish. There we go. There I am. There go Mocha. Mocha back, Mocha. All right, I'm good. Thank you, Courtney. All right, let's take a look at the poll and see if there's anything that we need to focus on today. What we got. Let me see. Is media exaggerating Turkey's invasion? Of course it is, because the media is pro-war. And anybody who's still watching it, quoting it, is a fool. Yes, they want war. Why? Because central banks run all the big corporations that run the media. They need conflict. Central banking is the exact opposite of world peace. So they need to get people dumb and upset about the residue in their cup. So of course they're coming to kill the Americans, to steal the Americans, they hate them for the freedom, or something like that. Unlike Hong Kong, Spanish police club protesters. Unlike Hong Kong, the Spanish police, yeah, well, you know, people like freedom. And in order to have an empire or power over people, you got to club them and put them in prison. That's how you keep them in line. So yeah, I believe that. And that's Sanchez. He's from Latin America, so it's obvious. But you know, anytime you see somebody clubbing everybody and somebody else, ask yourself the same question like bombing a wedding. Am I upset at the person being clubbed, or am I upset at the person clubbing? Without knowing who they are. You know, club agnostic, you know, drone agnostic. And you would, as a human being with some humanity and consciousness and sentience, have more empathy for the person being clubbed. Unless you got something in your cup. Your cup is dirty, that's a whole another discussion. Who bought Ecuador's president? I don't know. I would guess central banks. Wait a minute, is central banking in Ecuador? We might take a look at that because presidents are for sale. Everybody has a price. Presidents and prime ministers, they're people who want power. People who want power always have a price. That's the bottom line. So of course somebody bought it. Desiree still ain't showing up.
Another hot spot where protesters took to the streets, fearing that they were being sold out by their own government, sold out to bankers, sold out to the IMF. We have been covering this story because we think it's important, because essentially it reflects how ordinary people can fight back against what they view as vulture capitalists. Sometimes those protesters can even win. This is the story of Ecuador. We've been on it.
Sometimes they can win if the government doesn't have 5G and secret weapons and killer drones and homeless shocking robots and no empathy and two ignorant political sides, a life and a right and a left that don't have any concern for somebody else's life. So you can win if you live in a nation full of sentient people. you gotta have some people with empathy and love, and you know, who just they don't have dirty residue cups. If you live in a nation with a police state that will all day long shooting and killing white kids and black kids and throwing them in prisons, no. They don't ever put the white kids on TV because they piss everybody else, because they put the black kids on TV because it's more emotional and they sell more papers. Here, all you can do is walk away.
News with Rick Sanchez, producer Enrique Rivera, who also happens to have a PhD in Latin American history, knows a thing or two about this. He's just written an op-ed on RT. It's entitled, "Don't Fall for Beleaguered Government's Line. Crisis in Ecuador is Just Getting Started." Enrique, thank you so much for joining us. It's great to have you out here. Let's start with, I guess, what the big news is, something that just happened over the weekend, and that is...
Right, well, so Sunday, President Moreno announced that he would repeal the controversial law, Decree 883, right? And yesterday,
and that's the IMF deal that we've been talking about, that the people were up in arms about because they thought they were being sold out with this deal.
Exactly. So the deal basically was part of the IMF loan package. It obliged the government to take away fuel subsidies, to remove all fuel subsidies. And so what that did was that fuel prices tripled overnight, basically. And this infuriated people who had been dealing with really a betrayal now for a couple years.
So it's essentially money from the big banks, most of whom are in the United States, making sure that the big...
No, they're not in this. Rick. They're not here. Central bankers don't live here. The fantasy people, sure, but the people who control them, the bastards from Jekyll Island, they don't live here. they're not Americans. Because this is how we get confused. If you say something like that, you're like, yeah, they're Americans, so it's okay. We're going to bring that money home, bring it back behind the border. No, they're an international banking cartel. We don't even know who the owners of this private organization called the Federal Reserve is. So they're not Americans, but they work through Americans, right? Because it gives Americans a sense of power. And America love the pie. They love the pie. Because it got the white pie and the black pie, and they got the pie, and they love the pie, but you ain't got the pie. You're a slave like everybody else. But no, they're not American.
Big corporatists in Ecuador are taken care of with subsidies.
Right.
And so this IMF deal, is it gone? Is it vamos?
No, and that's the thing. No, the IMF deal is very much still in place.
Huh.
You know? I mean, so what Moreno said is that he would repeal this decree.
Right.
But he said that he would replace it with a new decree that still cuts fuel subsidies. Now, he used very clever language in order to kind of sneak it through the radar. But what's going to happen is
he's an American politician. That's all. You could just said that. You didn't have to go through the whole thing. You could just said he's an American politician. I'm gonna stop hitting you on your right. I'm going to hit you on your left, but it's not going to really be your right, and you're still going to get hit. But they shake it and bake it. Okay, so he should be an American politician. Yeah, all right, I'm gonna stop. I'm not gonna say any names. Like, you say names, and people, that residue in that cup that they refuse to empty out because they like being a partial bastard, they're gonna get upset.
That he's going to have to issue a new law that cuts fuel subsidies again.
So it sounds like somebody like you.
Because the deal was to cut fuel subsidies. That's the deal. Everybody got a price, and especially people who want to be powerful people, and he got bought, and that was the deal. You can do anything, but you can't do this. It's like America. You know, you can do anything. The political parties, y'all can do anything. You can do anything, but you can't let people own land. You can't let the Americans own their land because it keeps them working. All their children have to be born into debt, so you go off and work for the big corporations or the big families. What else can't you do in America? You can't let them have free speech because they talk vibration is dangerous. You can't let them have guns. So the whole Second Amendment thing, no, you can't take away the certain weaponry they can't have. They can withstand like a little revolt, but not a major one. What else they can't have? They can't have cannabis. You can't have medicine. You can't have like pain meds if it's like a plant that takes away pain. You can't have that because Americans have to be in pain. It's how you give trauma. So it's the same thing. You make the deal, you can call it anything you want, but here's the rules of the deal. You absolutely cannot let these people have this. And people vote for it, so.
Who studies this part of the world does not necessarily trust Lenin Moreno, and neither do his people, I guess, right?
Right, no. And again, I mean, people feel betrayed by him.
Yeah.
So Moreno,
I'm sorry, I do want to look at Ecuador, but what if Americans felt betrayed by their leaders? I'm getting a little misty. I'm kind of thinking a little bit like here, like what if Americans had the integrity and they ever felt betrayed? Like, what if the Obama voters like felt betrayed? What if the Trump voters ever felt betrayed? Imagine what we could do if we had integrity anywhere in the U.S. political system. What if they felt betrayed? My goodness, that would be amazing. Like from just the whole vaccine thing. Remember when Trump got in, he was on fighting vaccines, got in there, and now we got the mandatory vaccine, told everybody take the Tic Tacs in your vaccines. What if they felt betrayed? Where the wall at? Is the wall up? Anybody see a wall? I haven't seen a wall. I told you the wall was fake news. I told you that they might like put up 3, 4, 5 miles of wall and they're gonna stop. And because they use the money for war and killing people. They're not using the money to make you feel safe. But eventually they might put it up to keep you in, because that's why it was Hillary Clinton's idea, like the Obama voters. They're gonna get out and help poor people. They're gonna have a transparent government. And he prosecuted more whistleblowers than everybody. He's gonna help poor people. He built more prisons than elementary schools. Dropped bombs on more brown people all over the planet than anybody else. What if we? All right, so I appreciate the education system in Ecuador. That's my point. I appreciate the education system.
Promised to come into office. He was voted in 2017. Mm-hmm. He was the vice president for Rafael Correa, who's a very, very popular president. And he promised to continue kind of the social programs that Ecuador really flourished under.
And instead, he's got to deal with the devil, as some would characterize it.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's kind of sold out. We don't have the
devil prints the money, and if you don't deal with the devil, you're gonna die. I get that. That's if JFK didn't figure that one out. I didn't get that one. So, but how do you help politicians? You can't believe them. That's what, because maybe he's a nice guy. Maybe he's a nice guy. Maybe he means well. I think Trump meant well. I do. I think Obama meant well. I do. In their indoctrinated, dirty cup way. They pour the cup out. So I think they meant well. I think maybe he means well. But if you prove to the central bankers and the big corporations, the money men, you prove to them that they can get the people to go along with the scheme and be scammed, you prove to them that you're gullible and naive and you get behind these bastards, whether they mean well or not, it's not going to matter. They now have the power. They have the power to do whatever these bankers or corporations or the schemes they want to roll out want. And that's all they want. They don't care anything about your presidents, your prime ministers or anything. They just need to know that they got a yes guy in office, and a guy who will say yes and got people behind him. That's it. That's why you have to walk away. If you walk away, then your presidents and prime ministers can't be abused to abuse you. That's what I kind of think. I think at the individual level, we're all decent people, to the vast majority of them. But when you prove that you have a following of people who will do what they want you to do, then you can control. You can control. And that's why I tell people all the time, don't follow me. Don't follow me. Hit the follow button, but don't follow. Because Facebook calls it that. But nobody follows me. I tell these people all the time, disagree with me. Disagree with me. Because if you prove that you're blinded by me and you'll do what I say, guess what's going to happen? They'll abuse me. I don't like being abused. I don't want to be violated, and if I go to prison, I don't want to drop the soap. I don't want to drop the soap at all. Then that's how you say, that's how you protect your people that you listen to, is you're being willing to say no if they say something stupid, if they do something stupid, if they turn on you. You're willing to feel betrayed. You're willing to call them out. Right? I really don't want to say it, but y'all gonna make me hashtag Bernie Sanders. Bernie told you, listen, if I sell out, don't vote for me. If I sell out, go the other way. Nobody listen. So of course Bernie shows up and got his black eye. Y'all remember that? And he got abused. And now he's being abused. Now he's a stooge of the system. I think he probably used to be a real guy at one point in time. He's not now, because he has blind followers. If you have blind followers, you're a tool and you will be used like a tool. They will use you like, I'm not going to say it. They'll use you and abuse you if you have a blind following. You can't have worshipers, people. This is what I'm saying. You can't have leaders anymore. Nobody should be following and nobody should be leading. We have to be individual critical thinkers. You don't need a hero. And Tina Turner told you that.
We don't have the smoking gun on that, right? There's no check that he received that somebody has a copy of somewhere?
Not yet.
But it smells that way.
It definitely smells that way.
Let me read back to you your own words. I thought this is interesting. You said, how did we get here? How did Ecuador go from one of being a global leader in poverty reduction to another third world IMF basket case in just 2 years? Can I ask you your own question that you pose? How'd that happen?
Well, so Correa was in office from 2007 to 2017, and really Ecuador really experienced an economic miracle, an economic miracle that we really don't hear about in the West.
Right.
But poverty reduced substantially. The economy was booming. He really moved the country away from the United States and stopped dealing with the IMF, and he was very vocal about that. He gathered a lot of support, and once his second term was up, he handpicked Lenin Moreno, who was his vice president, to be the next president of the country.
And Lenin Moreno seemed to lose his way and say, to hell with Correa's strategy, I'm going to go my own way and maybe even make a buck or two in the process.
Perhaps make a buck or two in the process, but he certainly started bad-mouthing Correa almost immediately after he took office.
It almost seems to me, just as a guy who's followed this for years, and you and I both happen to hail from Latin America. I'm from Cuba, you're from Puerto Rico and
El Salvador,
right? So we know this game, right? Why is it that our country that we love, the United States of America, always ends up somehow interfering with these kind of corrupt leaders? Do we install them just to be able to reap the rewards?
That's a tough question, no, and it's a complicated question.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. It ain't complicated. You didn't do your homework. If it's complicated, you didn't do. Again, we have a prerequisite for this group. It's called reading. It's fun to mental. It's fundamental. It's fun to read John Perkins, Confessions of an Economic Hitman. This is why we cannot let you have a government anywhere in Latin America. You're not allowed. You're too close to America. If you're too close to America, you might be able to stop the Pentagon, and it blowing up things and destroying people. You get too close, you might have happy people. You can't have happy people. You get too close to America, you have some sort of a government that works better than ours, and then the Americans will want that, and they have guns and they will take that. And so the Americans can't have guns, they can't own land, and you cannot have any sort of free nation anywhere within the vicinity of America. All right. Confessions of an Economic Hitman. Okay, you need to read the book, read the book, read the book, read the book. The only other one you need to know that kind of addresses Latin America and why no government in Latin America with any real power is designed by its people, but is designed by sellout treasonous bastards that work for massive corporations and central banks from America, is War's a Racket. War's a Racket by, who's the author of War's a Racket? John, the Brigadier General, I might have just gave him a promotion. Smedley Butler. Okay, it's not hard. It's not. It's only hard if you don't do your homework. You show up to class and you didn't do your homework. You're sitting in class and it's complicated. No, it's not complicated. You have a central banking cabal that runs the damn planet, and it uses America as a tip of the spear. It abuses American kids. It gets them to sign up for the military, and it uses them and it trades their life on Wall Street and puts them in wars for Chiquita banana and U.S. fruit and oil companies and lithium companies, so you can take the lithium and spray it out on Americans. I'm curious about what they're doing with that lithium. I know I'm gonna let him answer the question, but I want to know why it's complicated. But yeah, I'm not gonna get into my lithium reviews. We did that yesterday.
I think in this case, it seems rather clear that if we take history as our guide,
yes.
That Lenin Moreno was co-opted at some point prior to 2017.
Based, if nothing else, on his actions, and who better to know than a guy who has a PhD in Latin American history?
You know what? I take it back. He knew. He just did. He doesn't want to say. He's on television. Okay. He knows. Okay. He knew and he knows, but he said, well, it's complicated. Why? Because you can't call out central banks. That's why. I can call out the central banks because I'm like this big and I'm nobody. I don't have a big reach. I'm a big guy in my world. Don't get me wrong. I'm a big deal around her. But in the world, global power sense, I'm nobody. But he's on television on RT and millions of people are watching that. If he actually called out central banking and Rothschilds and Rockefellers, that would be his last interview. Last interview with anything but a worm. They put him under. So he's being calculated. I get that. I appreciate that. He's just trying to live his life and keep breathing.
Thank you for coming out.
Give y'all time to wake up.
Sharing your insight with us.
All right. Appreciate that. Yeah, he knew it wasn't complicated because he didn't give a complicated answer. He said it very quickly. He understands the majority of people have to wake up. You can't make people wake up. You can't make them stop cheering for this world. Right now, most people want this. They like being enslaved. Reading is fundamental. It is fundamental. People got to read. Prerequisite. Let me see. You can also listen to the book. Oh yeah, in a short amount of time. Right, Lori. And that's what people should do if you can't read. So I take it back. It's not a prerequisite for this class to read. As a matter of fact, you listen. You can listen. You can write out on YouTube. Pretty much all the books or audio books are out there. It's probably criminal, but they're out there. Shoot, even the new Jim Crow is out there. You want to know why Black lives don't matter? Well, you go and see the black people that make sure the Black lives don't matter. And the Democratic Party wrote the crime bill. You'll go see why they don't matter. This is why I'm not a believer in the system anymore. Because whatever you believe will be used to abuse you. Whatever residue you leave in your cup, not emptying your indoctrination cup, that's what's going to be used to abuse you. And these people will abuse you and whoever you call your people, and they'll get you to go after somebody else. They play you for a fool. I'm too old to be played for a fool. You know what I'm saying? I'm just too old to be played for a fool. Not gonna put you on Front Street anymore, love. Not gonna put who on Front Street? Jacquees. Hey, Jacquees, what's going on, girl? Not going to put you on Front Street anymore. You put me on Front Street? I didn't do my homework, Jacquees. You're gonna have to help me out. I don't know what you're talking about. Why are some people that are speaking truth not being taken out? Oh, because they're not speaking enough truth, probably. I wonder what the common, I got some thoughts here, hang on. I wonder what the common factor is amongst those who are not, maybe awareness or our actual reality protects you. I think it's both, Megan. I think that if you have real people behind you, I think they're a little cautious with you. I think if you're small, they don't really care. I think that just how they let real people in government and say real things, it gives a sense of things are changing, things are getting better. But don't you just feel better being here? I feel better being here. I see y'all posting everything, and I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling better. It's feeling good, and that actually, it lulls us into a sense of security. So I think it's that too. So I think there's a whole lot of things. But I think if you tell the truth and you get too big, you'll go away, right? Like my example is Noam Chomsky. Like 98% of what he says is spot on. And then he starts talking about the Federal Reserve and he backs down. Like if you fit within their narrative is good. But the other one is scary. The other one is scary, Megan, which I hate it when it goes to aliens. But actually, I know it. I love it. I talk about aliens every damn day if we could. No, I love free energy. That's a topic. That's a thing. We need to speak on that. Let's talk about the conspiracy side of it for a second. So I post conspiracies all day long. All day long. I like conspiracies. But I don't post them to get people to believe them. Right? It's not the belief that I'm interested in. Right. I'm fine with it. I'll post flat earth, Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster, UFOs, aliens, something I took my baby and take them to Mel Max 7. I'll post all of it. It's not my belief I want from people. It's disbelief in the system. See, I don't know what the system's lying about. I'm not convinced I know what it's lying about. But what we do know is it's lying. Right? We know that they're lying. We know that they are at least 50 years in advance of us, and we know that from the stealth fighter. We know that they are 50 years in advance. Go back 50 years and you ask yourself, what technology did we have 50 years ago? If you took someone 50 years ago and you put them in today's world, they wouldn't be able to do anything. They can't even get a drink, buy food. They couldn't do anything. Everything's significantly advanced. And part of why I think they don't take out a lot of people speaking truthful things, Megan, is they're slowly moving us forward because they are so far ahead. Right. Some of the whistleblowers talk about they're 1,000 years ahead in technology. I can't even fathom what 50 years looks like. You know what I mean? Like how things go, and they're exponential in terms of innovation and technological development, and that's what they put in the public domain. We have no idea how far ahead they are. And so I think to a degree, it may be Megan because they don't care. It literally doesn't matter. They have such technology and power and control over all of this. Like to a degree, it doesn't matter. I think that maybe they take out people speaking truthful things to steer people. Like they want to steer you in certain directions. I think everything is highly controlled. Hey, Desiree, how you doing, girl? How you doing? I'm sorry, we were talking about you. How you doing? You good? You can't make people wait. No, Desiree, you can't make them wake up. Welcome to the conversation here. We wasn't talking on yesterday's video. We're talking on today's video. But that might actually work, though. That might work. Because they have so much technology so far ahead. But anyway, Megan, that's what I kind of think. I think that if you say something that objects with where they want to go, you'll know. Right? You'll know. Me, I'm not like anti-banker. I'm not anti-Rothschild. I'm not anti-Rockefeller. I'm not anti-Israel. I'm not anti any of that stuff. I think that we're all born into a matrix and we all got cups with residue in them. We all got indoctrination, and I think we all play the role that we're given. That's what I think. And so my goal isn't to like take people out. Like my goal isn't to take anything from anyone. Right? Like my goal isn't to eat the rich. I don't want anything that the rich have. Things that bring me joy aren't those things. I think that if anything, I want the world to be right. I want kids to have food. I want people to have houses. I want to use technology that's probably so old to them that they don't give two damns about to be released to the public, right? Those couple thousand patents that the US government hides for energy creation, I want that stuff released. Like, I don't think they care about that because I think they're so far ahead. And that's the scary thing. But that's why I post conspiracies. I post them all the time. It's not that I want anybody to believe in any of it. You just need to stop believing in the people who control every damn thing. You need to stop believing in the plantation. That's what we need to do. None of us have due. Nope, Jack Queen, none of us have due, but they got to do. And it ain't a Mountain Dew. They definitely got to do. They got to. Reagan made sure. You know what the scary thing about due? Dastardly entertaining women. Despicous, energetic, I don't know, death energy weapons, you know, deep energy weaponology, I don't know, is that Reagan said this in the 1980s. I remember going to an air show at Andrews Air Force Base in the 1980s, looking at the lasers being shot from, it was a C-141. I think it was the front cone. There's a little geek talk here. Yes, and it is all due, Lori. It's just doo-doo. And they had it in the public domain then, right? They invited the public to the air shows, and you could see right there them using these laser weapons to shoot down missiles. And if they showed us that back in the 1980s, that means they had that like 30 years prior. Think about that. If they were willing to show to the public and have Reagan get on television and talk about Star Wars lasers in the 80s, it means that they had it in, shoot, don't give me a line, but at least the 40s or 50s. And they're now releasing it today. If all things being equal, it might be 15 years, but they're always 30 or 40 years ahead of us based on them releasing stealth technology, right? Some technology they don't release at all. We in trouble. We in trouble. We in big trouble. We in big trouble. I think depression, mental illness, addiction is caused because people know the role they were given isn't there, and have a hard time living the life. That's it, Susan. That's exactly what it is. It's exactly what it is. Human beings don't like being slaves. We're tired of picking cotton. We don't like being enslaved. We want to be free like cockroaches. We want to be free like bugs. We want to be free like everything else on the planet. And people can't take it. They can't take it. They can't take going to work every day. And we got so many people who, I don't want to call them morons, but who are so indoctrinated. They think it's a good idea that you not live your own life. They think it's a good idea that you go to work every day and you have to slave away because they slaved away. They earn their way, so you have to earn your way. Any kids, they can't stand it. They can't stand it. They'll smoke cannabis, they'll do crack, they'll take meth, they'll do anything they can just to deal with this evil little world full of apathetic adults forcing children down the path of slavery because they did it. And that's what it is. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. Like, I don't know. Half the time, Susan, I'm just trying to appeal to people. Like, I'm trying to appeal to anything. You know, if Ty is here, Ty would say I'm using children. I use children all the time. I use parenting, right? Because most people are parents. Most people have little cousins and nieces and nephews, and they want better for them, right? And if you have people, adults who are starting to see that and they want better, then they don't want to keep the next generation enslaved. I think, like I said, we talked about it like a month ago. Kids are litmus tests for your society. If you have a mass incarceration and children full up in the prisons, it means your society doesn't work. You don't have a society. You have an unsociety. Right? If kids are committing suicide, your social engineers failed, or they weren't trying to engineer what you thought they were. And if you really think about it, kids, I think, are litmus tests for how well of a job we're doing as adults. How well are we doing? So I think that's spot on. That is spot on. So I try to appeal to people from that particular direction because everybody wants to be immature. Since we were babies, everybody wants to grow up. Everybody wants to be an adult. You want to be your parents. We want to be mature. We want to be adults. We want to build a better world for the children. And we got to act like it. You can't keep electing the people, the parties, the system. I'm saying to people, you can't keep electing the systems, the parties, the banks, the governments who broke the world. You can't keep electing the corporations, the greed-based model, the scarcity-based model to fix the world. It doesn't work that way. You don't get to do that. You don't get to outsource being an adult. You don't get to outsource parenting the next generation. You don't get to outsource a village raising children. The systems. You don't get to do that because it doesn't work. They're not there for that. That's not their purpose. No, we didn't get an F, Lori. We got negative 100. We got a negative 1,000. The social engineers completely have proven that their job was not to engineer society to make things better. It was to engineer society for conflict. It was to engineer society to make a better plantation, to enslave us more, to break us down, to spray this lithium and all this crap in the air that's getting in everybody's brain, and the things that are causing autism and causing the mental illnesses, the poisoning the water and the food, taking away the abilities people to grow food. Like, they don't even lie about it. You can't even grow food. They'll put you in prison in certain, well, they don't put you in prison, but they'll give you a citation if you grow food in your front yard. They're telling you right out, they need to break you. That is the goal of these social engineers and these two political parties. They need to break you. It's like when you pull a slave out of Africa or Ireland or wherever you're pulling them from, China, you have to break them to be a good slave. It's like a horse. You got to break them first. And that's what they do to children. That's what they did to us. They needed to break us. You need to break people's health. You need to put sugar in everything. You need to put GMO in everything. You need to put glyphosate in everything. You need to make people so sick and ill that they'll do anything that you tell them. You need to show them that the only life that they're able to have is one serving you. That's how you win. And they're winning. Win, 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 winning. That's why I don't care. That's why I'm not in the game. I walked away. I'm not in the game. I walked away everything I could. You know, you can only do but so much. You still gotta buy petrol and you gotta have a bank account. You know, as far as like being complicit with the system, I walked away. And don't give me, listen, I'm gonna tell you, you think we gonna be here doing this in 10 years? No, I ain't gonna be here. I'm gone. I told my son, soon as you graduate, gone. Daddy gone. Daddy gone. Daddy gone. Gone. Be off grid. I'm done. I am so done with slavery. I'm so done with your enslavement. I'm so done with all the sellouts who come from every race, religion, culture, background, nation. I'm just sick of the system. I'm done with it. This is why, like I said, I was a collapser, but I don't believe in a collapse anymore because we can just walk away. I'm done. I don't want to participate in your world. Your world sucks. You suck. I love you to death. You're a cousin of mine, but you're a slave and you love shackles. And I just see people fashioning shackles for the next generation and they don't even see it. 5G, you think 5G is for lightning fast internet? No, it's to enslave your children to the same people who are enslaving you. It's to make sure that their children rule over your children. It's so that they can zap them or lie to them with the internet and more news. You're just literally fashioning the shackles for the next generation. And you think that this is going to end well for them. It's sick. It's a sick society. It's a sick society. All right, I'm gonna do comments. I'm gonna get it out of here. I don't see anything else in the old. I don't see protests in Barcelona, the Hong Kong Stanley Cup team honored at the White House. Bipartisan opposition to Trump's Syria plan grows. Yeah, I know, because it's pro-war. You know what? And this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give the Trump folks a shout out for a minute. And don't get me wrong. Y'all just not all of them. Some of them are just anti-system, but they don't understand that you don't get to defy the system with one person, even if you believe them. Bipartisan opposition, the Trump Syria plan grows. Why? Because the government is pro-war. Both parties are pro-war. They're both blowing up nations, killing and murdering and weapons trafficking. The only thing I appreciate about Trump is I don't think he was in the end game in the beginning. I think they're controlling him now. I don't think he's still in the in club, but he's kind of a rebel. He breaks things. He breaks things. Like, you know, he keeps breaking their toys. I don't think he means you well. I think he's just not an insider, which is why they want him out. Both parties. That's the only thing I appreciate about him. But the voters, unfortunately, guys, You're just like the Obama voters. You're just like the Bernie people. You're like everybody else. You know, you hear about a bombing and children dying, and you think about whether or not is your demon doing it or not. You know, you only get demonic activity from somebody you put in your office. Whether you think he's an angel or not, you probably think he's an angel, but if he's an angel in office, he's still gonna do demonic things because the system requires demon activity. And if not, they just kill him. He's still alive. You know, so you do the math. But yeah, of course they both want him out. But he's doing the right thing on Syria. We should not be there. We should not be there. You know, it's not okay to violate other people. Violence is never okay. So anyway, I'm done with that. I'm just gonna do comments and I'm gonna get out of here. I don't see anything else that's important in the whole. Why should Americans care? Yeah, that was yesterday. Why should Americans care about Syria? Because Syria is full of all of their cousins, right? And they're not actually Americans. They're just people. That's it. They're just people. That's all they are. You know, and I'm not against representative form of government. I'm okay with representative form of government, but it can only be representative from a debate perspective, right? Because some people don't want to debate the issues. We can keep all the representatives. Let them get in there and debate the issues, but let the people vote on what we do, right? You can keep your representatives. You don't have to take away their job. Let them have their job. Now, they're not going to be millionaires after you leave office. Because money has to go away. You can't be corrupt. But as far as them voting for you, that's stupid. Them representing you in decisions that require critical thought in everyone to have a say in, they can't do that. You can't keep a system like that. DEW is being used in Lebanon right now and has been used massively down in Africa. Yes, it has, Jaquai, and they're going to keep using it. Same way they were using the weather weapons in Vietnam. They have stuff that is so far technologically ahead of us that we can't even fathom. It's so crazily ahead of us. We think it's a conspiracy. We think it's crazy and fake news because they keep us in a matrix and they lie to us about the technological level that they're at. You know, so of course they are. Of course they are, because people keep voting for it. Nothing is free anymore. Yep, nothing ever was free, Lori. Nothing ever was free. Everybody is born into debt. Not air, not land, or water. Nope, because if you take away what people need, you can make them slaves, and they enslave everybody. And this is what people vote for. That's what I'm saying. Like, there is no voting for politicians. That doesn't exist in America. Maybe that exists in your country. It doesn't exist in America. All you're voting for is yes, you want the system to keep going, or no, you do not. And that's called not voting. That's it. There's no voting for it. It doesn't matter who you put in. It's completely insignificant. I'm not even going to watch the election. I don't care. Right? This system is going to run the next day because 20 to 30% of the population still believe in slavery, war, devastation, destruction. If they have more people, they can deny somebody else their rights. And I think that's wrong. I think that's wrong. I had a quote by Peter Tosh. I was listening to Peter Tosh, and what he was saying. Something, you know what, I have to go down my thread because I'm just thinking about it. Something about, you don't have to live. Let me see. No, that's Jimmy Cliff. Let me get down. I post a lot. I don't know how y'all let me post this much. I post a whole bunch. Hang on. I listen to happy music all day long. I think that's probably what's wrong with me. I stopped listening to like aggressive and angry music. I don't listen to your rap and your hip hop and your gangster rap. I really don't listen to rock anymore. I listen to any of that. I listen to happy stuff. I'm not in this world to live up to your expectations. Neither are you here to live up to mine. Right? You don't have to live up to my expectations. And I'm not going to go vote for a representative, a party that's going to force you to live up to my expectation, what I expect from you. You are a free creature. You are fine on your own. You don't need my say. I don't need to go get other people to force you to be like me. That's stupid. Neither are you here to live up to mine. I'm not going to live up to yours. I'm going to break every expectation you have. Don't let me know what your expectation is. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I don't care about your expectation, and you shouldn't care about mine. But voting is, unfortunately, it's forcing people to be who they're not. Right? That's why empires have police states with guns to go force people to do what you want them to do. That's a violation. That's a use of force. You can't have a system like that. All right. If you don't love children, how can you love adults? I don't get it. Well, they don't love themselves, Lori. That's what it comes down to. They don't love children. They don't love adults because they don't love themselves. If you don't love yourself, you're capable of everything. You know, and a lot of it's the mental illness that Susan was talking about, right? You can make people mentally ill. You know, they'll cut themselves or commit suicide. They'll cut other people. They'll mass shoot everybody, which, by the way, everyone, just to let you know, because this needs to stop. The mass shootings need to stop. Okay? If you hear voices in your head, please understand. It's not God. God, the big G God that creates universes, does not put voices in your head. That's called old CIA technology. You were told to go shoot up a school, that they're demons somewhere, that you need to go vote, that you need to go get your kids the flu shot. Don't listen to it. That's old CIA technology. They literally, and this is released. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's scary to even know where they are in technology. It was released a long time ago. They have the ability to beam that wave so that it reverberates in your skull and you hear a voice in your head, literally. How many people going back in time, how many mass killers in America said they heard voices in their heads? How many people 10 years ago said they heard voices in their heads and they went and shot them up? Wasn't that elementary school that got shot? You know what the guy said? That he heard voices in his head and that the kids were all demons. He had to go shoot them. This is what you're voting for. This is the best. How you're going to change your world? Voting for people that have technology that tell your neighbors to go shoot up schools of children. That's how sick we are. That's exactly how sick we are. So right, but Lord, they don't love themselves. They don't love themselves, so they're capable of anything. The movie Obey showed us everything we need to know. Okay, I didn't see Obey Jaquai. If I pronounce your name right, I need to watch it. Stream about being something when they grow up. They don't dream about the money. They dream about the career. Well, I see where you're going on that one, John. I mean, the career is enslavement, right? It's picking cotton. You know, it's just some of us, you know, ride a golf cart while picking cotton. Others are down on their knees. And if they're riding golf carts while they're picking cotton, they're okay with you being on your knees, and we call it a career. You shouldn't have jobs and careers. We should be freeing people. Jobs are problems. There are problems for innovators to solve. You shouldn't be cheering the fact that your job is slightly better or you have a longer term job than what somebody else does. That's enslavement. But you give people enslavement as a job and you give them a guarantee they can keep it for 20 or 30 years and you give them more pay and they call it a career, but you still are a slave, right? In the mind of an innovator, which John, I've said it before, you heard me say this, is my job is to get rid of jobs. That's what I've done my whole life, but I had to stop doing it because we're getting rid of too many jobs, and because we have this central banking system that's based in conflict and debt, we're not taking care of people. So innovators have to stop innovating. We have to stop and slow down the advancement of technology because none of it's being used for y'all. We make this stuff for y'all. We get rid of your jobs for you. You have to agree that it's a good idea that your neighbor not be starved when they lose their job. That's what you got to do. That's mirror work. You know, you have to be okay with you working and somebody else not. And I'm okay with that. I have no issue working, writing software to build houses. I love doing stuff like that. Other people love being engineers. A lot of electricians love to electric. I got a friend that blows stuff up with electricity, right? He loves his job. You know, there are enough humans to do all the critical services and let automation and robotics do the rest. We just got to love our neighbors enough. So we have to stop innovations because people like careers. We have to stop innovation because there are people still fighting for jobs and universal basic income. We need universal human freedom. That's what we need. And that's the thing you'll never hear politicians say because it means that they lose power. And no matter who they are, they serve a system that requires taking more power from the people. It's a power-based system. So you'll never get freedom for people cheering for a system that requires power. Say no to drugs except to the ones we spray in the air. I say, you know what, Lord, I say no to all drugs unless they're natural. If it's not natural, don't take it. Don't do any synthetics unless you have to do it to live your life. That's a whole different thing. I got rid of my medicine cabinet. I don't take any synthetic drugs. I do everything natural, or I not just deal with the pain. All right, people think adulting has to do with money and administration of bills. I think adulting is introspective and not monetary. Right, because that's what they do, Jeannie. They call it being an adult. Being an adult is knowing how to manage money. Money, the representation of human labor, enslavement. Being an adult is knowing how to manage your slaves. Think about that. It's so sick, and it's just right there in front of your face. It's just right there. Being an adult is being a slave master, or you're being immature. Talking about like in your face and not even lying to you. Being an adult, what is being an adult? Making sure the next generation does better than you. Being an adult is making sure that you flock to the aid of people who are in need. Being an adult is making sure you sacrifice yourself for other people, for other generations. Being an adult is approaching consciousness, right? Trying to approach spirituality, figuring out what all this is. Being an adult is questioning everything. All your religions, all your races, all your nations, all the people who treated you like a dog to make you a part of their group. It's questioning all of it. That's what being an adult is. Being an adult has absolutely nothing to do with proud slavery. Awake. Well, Jaquai, I don't think I'm awake. I think that I'm questioning everything that I can, but I won't say I'm awake. I don't know what that is. I'm lied to like everybody else. I'm just here to question things, and I got a lot of smart people with me who do a lot more reading. I can only do so much reading. I can only do so much watching of lectures. I don't have a life, but I do something. I got a lot of people who watch, and and I can throw a thought out there, and they can perfect it, fix it, or correct it. So I don't know what awake is. I don't think you can actually be awake on Earth. Not when the media is controlled by all the billionaires and like they release information just to make us think that we got something. You know what I'm saying? Like they release stuff. Like I was watching a video, Jaquai. It was a whistleblower from he was one of these engineers, and he was basically saying that we have 25 engines that can fly out in space that all approach, and some go beyond light speed. I think that was somebody posted that video. He said, and we're developing the next engine that will get us to the center of the Milky Way galaxy in 45 minutes. And as much as that blows me away and boggles my mind, and it's so hard to sink my teeth into because I'm sleeping on a planet in a pod with the mainstream media and lies about pole shift and ancient archaeology and technology and aliens and free energy, I can't even sink my teeth into it because it's so far outside of my realm of reality that they keep me in. I can't fathom that. But maybe they just released that because they want us to slowly wake up to that because they're so much further ahead of that. Maybe they're flying to other universes and we don't know. Maybe Stargate Universe is like a release to us, a disclosure of some of the fantasy. We don't even know what we don't know. That's the crazy thing. We don't even know what we don't know. So I'm definitely not awake. I'm just questioning everything. And our stance on all of it, because it'll hurt your head if you think about it, is just government can't have secrets. That's it. Corporations can't have secrets. I don't doubt anybody. I love conspiracy theories because the kings and lords have conspired against us since the very beginning. They cannot have secrets anymore. Powerful people do powerful negative things when they have that much power over us. So we don't even know what they have. We don't even know what they do. We're still locked up fighting each other. Well, who knows what they're up to? They're just so much further ahead of us. So I don't know. I don't even know I can't even approach what awake actually is. I have no idea. I've been asleep my whole life, and I'm probably in the Matrix pod right now. I'm probably sleeping, and y'all right there. They're right down from me. We're all in Matrix pods. We're not even awake. We're probably just like in there, and they're running software in our head, and we're just batteries. And they thought it was funny to release the Matrix movie just to to let us know. I just let them know. They can't get out anyway. So we didn't even know it was real half the time. Sometimes I think they just release things to kind of try to bring us close to where they are. And the War Powers Act. I forgot what the War Powers Act was all about there, dear, but war shouldn't exist. Conflict shouldn't exist. Violence doesn't exist. All of that's over energy. Energy's free. We have everything that everybody needs. So the idea that we have to fight wars anymore, that's fake news. All of that is to keep humans in conflict with one another. If you keep the slaves fighting each other, you can keep the plantation going. Productively programmed in The Simpsons. I'm sorry about Trump is an insider. I don't know, Jaquai, and I'm not even gonna argue that. I don't know. I just look at things and I'm just like, you know what? It's not making sense to me. It looks like they're fighting. They could be staging the whole fight. They could be pretending. Like, I know the Republicans were pretending with Obama. They could be pretending the whole thing, right? It's always about power and control. So I'll say something like, yeah, you know, but what do I know? I'm not awake. Awake is not even possible. Trump could be fighting the deep state. How the hell would I know? You know, he could be with Obama right now. They could all be hanging out with the Rothschilds and Rockefeller. We don't know anything. They can't have any secrets. You need to take the body cameras off the police and put them on the politicians. Leave the microphones and the cameras on at all times, 24/7, and stream it online. Then I might get this much trust in government. This much right there. My issue isn't Trump. My issue isn't Obama. My issue isn't the politicians, the people. My issue is the system. It is the system that keeps us oppressed. It's the system that requires, even if you get a decent person in office, to treat you like a slave. All right. Bottom line, people are voting against their own interests. Bottom line, Angela, thank you. Bottom line. Bottom line is, you've got a government that's lying to you. You're voting against your own interests. Worse than that, you're voting against your children's interests. You're voting against the interests of the next generation. You're voting against, you don't vote for people that claim the right to have deceit over you because they have more jewels or they were born into a privileged family. You don't vote for people like that. You don't vote for people, you wouldn't marry somebody with secrets. You would barely date somebody with secrets. Why the hell would you vote for them to design the world you live in and your children have to live in, that you're leaving to them? It's the craziest thing. Keeping it simple. That's the bottom line. Voting is not in the best interest of any slave on the plantation. It's just the dumbest thing. It's crazy to me. They still use live polio shots in Africa. Yeah, they do, Megan, and they got caught putting the sterilization agents in. The Dems used to be the party of peace, not anymore. Every one of my Dem friends is upset about the troop withdrawal from Syria. Well, Ivana, I think that they were great at telling a story about peace. They've been killing with the Republicans a long time, right? If you go look at Wars of Racket and Confessions of Economic Hitmen, they've all been in bed a long time. They've been lying about everything. They're good liars. They are great liars like the Republicans, you know. But, you know, we do have to call out truthful things. And that is, if you're upset about the troop withdrawal in Syria, then you need to go pick up a gun and go fight. You need to leave these kids alone. The troops need to come home. We need to stop trading the troops' lives on Wall Street to the biggest bidders. That's psychopathically insane. But that's why it's good to be alive right now, Yvonne. That's a good reason, because it's so obvious. It's like obvious in the face. And I think that when you say something stupid, but you're so scared and fearful that you don't know it's stupid, then you got a problem. But when you say something so stupid where you can, one moment somebody can say something like, wow, I'm actually cheering war. I thought I was in the party of peace. That's when you get them wake-up moments. That's when you get that paradigm shifting. What the hell just happened? That's that glitch in the matrix. That's why I'm happy that it's so obvious right now. You know, I think people are waking up. I don't know that we're gonna make it, but I think they're waking up. Maybe people should have to pay to be a politician. They should, Lori. They should pay to be a politician. It should be a part-time job. But bare minimum is you gotta leave everybody alone. You gotta have the one law. They can write any legislation they want about that doesn't violate the one law. You gotta leave everybody alone. If they're peaceful, what they do in their world is their business. What they do in their body is their business. Government has no right anywhere near there, let alone anybody else. Like government, it has to become something that's participatory, right? Like you want to participate, you can participate, and the people who want to be controlled by it, they can. But people want to be free, they got to be free, like any monkey or deer or rabbit or duck or mouse. Human beings need the bare minimum freedom of furry things. Freedom can't be legislated. Exactly, Jaquai, because freedom is freedom. It's just freedom. Legislation is the exact opposite of freedom. Law is the opposite of liberty. The more laws you have, the less freedom you have. That's the whole purpose. They take laws, and now they just take laws and they give the rights to corporations. They create industries out of the problem, and they sell your rights to corporations on Wall Street. The big troop withdrawal consisted of 50 guys. And that could be true too, Patricia. They could be lying. They could be totally lying, like they did in Iraq. Remember that? Remember they pulled everybody out of Iraq? Remember that, Patricia? They pulled it. I had a friend, he tells the story. He's like, yeah, I remember we got pulled out of Iraq. We heard it on the news in Iraq. So we pulled all the troops out of Iraq. The troops are all coming home. And he's like, no, we're not. He said we were sitting in the auditorium. There's 100 of us sitting in the auditorium like, we home? This damn sure don't look like home. This don't look like Alabama. This look like Iraq still. We didn't pull the troops home because they lied to us. What they do, I think if I heard it right, they reallocate troop. There's a definition in the military, one of y'all might know it, where if you're stationed there, you're not actually a deployed troop, you're stationed there. And they play this game with words where it's like, well, no, we're gonna shift 100,000 soldiers and make them stationed in Iraq. But we're taking the troops home, which might like be 7 people, you know, the janitor and the guy who installs the cable, the one who wipes the TV screens off. They send them home, but they keep everybody else there. But they always lied to us. That's why I don't trust anything. I don't trust anything at all. But bringing the troops home is the right thing if we're actually doing that. Those boys and girls signed up to protect America, and they're not protecting America. They're not defending their country. They're an offensive force that was outsourced by the Pentagon to billionaires. It's treason. They all need to come home. Let me see. Jack Johnson is happy. Yes, it is, Julie. I love me some Jack Johnson. I listen to Jack Johnson all the time. Nora Jones. Happy music. I do happy music because I stay in the happy zone. I like to vibrate positively. I have no interest in vibrating negatively. Let me see. If you are a colony like Puerto Rico, corruption is high. Exactly, Mayor, because they break everybody. And that's what he talked about a little early in the thing. Is if you're weak and you're in Latin America, they'll break you. They'll put a corrupt government over top of you and rule you. And they'll pay that sellout off at the top. So Puerto Rico, all of them, Colombia, all of them got corrupt, dirty governments. And the ones that don't, you know, the ones that aren't under Rothschild, Rotherica control, Rockefeller nation rule, are the ones that they want to blow up. If they want to blow the nation up and topple this government, then that's how you know that you don't have a sellout, corrupt government. Do you think the voices are there from 5G? No, Julie, I think 5G is a lot more dangerous than that. Somebody from the cable industry told me that the way Wi-Fi works, it's designed to bounce around inside your house. Like, you know, that's why you don't get much of a signal outside. It bounces right inside structures, and that they get a picture of who's there just with 4G. Like, they can kind of tell that someone's in the house. They can kind of tell where your furniture is, right? Because it's a wave signal. And I think 4G is like two feet apart, the wave is, and 5G, the wave signal is like 2 inches or something like that. And so, you know, if the wave is 2 feet apart, then sure, they can get a picture of who's in your house and where your furniture is, a rough picture in your house. And once they have 5G, that they should be able to know where everybody is everywhere. They should be able to know where every tree is, who's growing apples, who's walking their dog, right? They should be able to see a picture of everything. And part of my thought, part of why they're spraying the metals in the sky is just not to destroy the ecosystems and to get plants to stop growing. But if you have, you know, metal and this wave energy, they work together. You know, I think it helps them to have a picture of what they're looking at. You know, it's the end of all secrecy, and that's how it works in my mind, right? Like, they always want, they want to know everything, right? And so they do everything they can to break our world, to put spy technology on all our devices. So if they can use, I don't know, lithium or aluminum or whatever they're spraying from these airplanes to help have a picture outside of the house where everybody's at, what government wouldn't want that? Government doesn't exist that wouldn't want that. Government is just about power. It's not a person. It's just a system. It requires power. And if you know where everybody is, what they're doing, where they're going, who they're with, you got the cell phone, you can see inside their house, then you are all powerful. You basically are becoming a god. That's what I think they want. They want to be a little G god. And to me, that's not conspiracy theory. That is history. That is, if the government has the ability to do it, they will do it. Guaranteed. They don't have to be an oligarchy to. They will do it. If that technology exists, they will do it, period. And nobody can stop 5G. Can't stop it. You can try, people are trying, but and the federal government is just bogarting them. Why? That's the question you gotta ask. Why does a system that wants all power over people, that treat people like a slave plantation, that let poor white kids, poor black kids, poor Hispanic kids die in the streets with the senior citizens outside of hospitals while they send billions overseas? Those are people that's a system that you don't vote for. People agnostic. Ignore the leaders, ignore the politicians. That is a system that needs to go extinct. Define happy music, Gerard. What's happy music? Deborah, happy music is anything that makes you feel good about other people. Anything that makes you feel good, I think about yourself. Anything that brings pleasantness to your environment. Anything that helps you to get up in the morning, like taking a Xanax, all right, and like a Prozac or whatever. Anything that helps you to vibrate in a positive way. Anything that helps you deal with this psychopathic world. Anything that makes you aggressive. Anything that makes you angry. Anything that makes you drive too damn fast. It's not happy music. It's not. It's not happy music. AC/DC, it's not happy. I like AC/DC, but I can't listen to them because I get too many speeding tickets and I end up crashing and dying and burning. And they'll say that I was listening to the music and doing a Michael Hastings, and I don't think my car can do 150, 120. His car was doing 120 when he hit the pole because they killed him. Happy music is anything that makes you, if you listen to music and it gives you empathy, that's happy music. Listen to more of that. If you listen to music and it makes you want to run out and, I don't know, screw, drink, chase women, chase men, beat people up, makes you aggressive, makes you feel like you want to fight, that's not happy music. That's the music that they broke rap and they broke hip hop and they broke rock and they gave you to make you aggressive and angry and stupid. So you'll do something stupid so they have a good excuse to take more rights from all the rest of us. I like happy music. I listen to Peter Tosh. Right now, I listen to Bob Marley, Norah Jones, Jack Johnson, Earth, Wind, and Fire. I can't get out of Rage Against the Machine. I listen to Rage. I'm still Rage Against the Machine, Public Enemy. I listen to Fight the Power. Like, there's certain things that are kind of aggressive, but they're like aimed at the system. But I like happy music. I listen to a lot of indie type music. Got a little country every now and then slips in. Ooh, there's like a 50s big band type of music I listen to right now. Who is it? She's out of the UK. And that's part of my indoctrination. I couldn't pour that out. For some reason, the UK accent is a sexy. I don't know why. The UK, Africa, Australia. I don't know why that's so damn sexy. I like that. Her name is I don't know. I gotta go on to Pandora, tell you her name. But there's like a big band type of music that's coming back in that I like. I love big band. I love the like swing type music. It's funky. I like Edith Piaf. I like, you might even get me in some Al Green, spiritual Al Green. Lily Allen, that's her name. Turn this off before it plays the music. I get a copyright strike. Lily Allen, I like her music. Regina Spektor, I like her music. I like positive and happy stuff that makes me feel happy. I got a world to make me feel bad. Why do I need to listen to anything bad? Like, why do I need to listen to angry and aggressive music? I got Democrats and Republicans. I have people that still support demons and demonic activity. What the hell I need? I don't need to listen to Snoop Dogg. I got the GOP and the DNC. Why do I need to listen to Dr. Dre and Ice-T before he became a cop on TV? I don't need aggression and anger and fear and violence and rape and objectifying women. There's a Pentagon. And the Pentagon is on TV all day. If I want to get that, I'll just turn on TV. I'll turn on Fox News or CNN or ABC. Why do I got to hear gangster rap? These people are all gangsters. The kid gangsters, I appreciate them. They're just becoming what we make them. They become what the system turns them into through artificial scarcity from central banking. But the political parties, that's gang mentality. That's all gang mentality. Why do I need to watch the Crips and the Bloods and listen to Eazy-E and NWA when I got Bernie Sanders and Acacia and Trump and Corpus Christi, what's his name? And Tulsi Gabbard and everything. Why do I gotta listen? I got all the gang mentality and gang signs from them. All the lying that you get on rap from people who never even lived in the system. They grew up in like privileged houses, pretending they grew up in the gangs and gang environments. I got lying politicians for that. If I want to get my lies, my gangster activity, street violence, and all I gotta do is turn on the TV and listen to the adults. So I listen to happy music. I like to stay in that. I like to vibrate. I like to keep happy people around me. Yeah, I have post storms. I post storm and I'm thinking about a thing. Somebody sends me a lecture, I watch it, like, save the world, stop central banking, blah, 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 blah. And I stop and it's like, all right, time to be funny, time to have some fun. I go over to the funny pages and start posting funny stuff. I like to be happy. One thing that my guru says, Sage Guru, he says, he's my current guru. I don't agree with everything he says, but he's my current guru. I got a lot of teachers. And I always say Christ is one of my teachers. People still don't know who Christ is. They know who Christians are, and that means you have no idea. It means that you know who Christians are. Christ is the exact opposite. That's it. If a Christian, well, let's say popularly, right? Because we know the majority of the church is going to hell. We already know that. So if Christians are doing it popularly, then you know that's the exact opposite of what Christ would do. That's how you know. They are my teachers, but one thing he says a lot of things. I forgot what we were talking about. All right, never mind. Get out of here in a minute. Do a couple more comments. We were climbing around in the anthill. Business. Yeah, Lori, I don't think business should exist. I think we should have evolved out of business. I think we should have evolved out of making things and making people pay for them. I think that if we love each other and we recognize that we're all cousins, like when your cousin comes over, do you make them pay for something? That's how my mind works, Lori. Like, let me reset the music. When your cousin comes over, I don't know, you're baking a pie or something, you $7.50. Your cousin comes up to your kitchen, you're in there cooking. How much is the pie? $7.50 for a slice, right? You making pizza or something. Your kids come up, it's only a 99 cents a slice for you. You don't do that. So if you know we're all cousins, 7 billion cousins across the planet, then why would you make anybody pay for anything? You know how happy I'd be if I'd actually finished this project and I got my drone out here and it's growing food to have you eat one of my tomatoes. I'd love to do that for free. Why the hell would I make you pay? Just because you were born in a different family? We're all in the same family. We're all cousins. And I think, Lori, that's that mindset that people have to have when they can finally empty their cup, the cup, the indoctrination cup, giving them their lies and deceit and all the character that breaks who they are, so they have no sense of self, to make them a apathetic slave. I think when you empty that cup and you fill it with something pure, you sterilize the cup and fill it with something pure, you can see that. You know what I'm saying? But if you still got that indoctrination cup with the residue, the black residue and the white residue and the Irish residue, the Italian residue, the Asian residue, the Latin American residue, the Christian residue, the all of the residues that are in there, it's hard to see that because you don't feel that you're a part of the human race. You don't feel that you're all family. You're family-ish. You're human-ish. You're still subhuman. You still have the subhuman residue. And I don't think you can have pure thought when you have indoctrination. They don't indoctrinate you to help you. They indoctrinate you to use you. Heads up, Seattle. Has anyone heard about it? I haven't heard anything about Seattle. Angela, what's happening? Sci-fi is not going to overcome our fundamental need to work towards enlightenment, to stop living in a world bootstrapping by our ego. Definitely not sci-fi, but real fi. I believe in whistleblowers, Bofat. I believe in every whistleblower, every single whistleblower. I believe all of them. Even if it feels sci-fi-ish to me, I think it's real. People who have no reason to lie to me, I trust them, and if they're lying, we find out that later, I won't really care. If we don't have engines that get us to the center of the Milky Way galaxy in 45 minutes, you know what I'd be like, oh, okay, he's lying, all right. But guess what? We have a government that has secrets now. I'm fine with using, sci-fi, fantasy, whatever it is. If it really is, I'm fine with it. If it gets us in a better place where we're not dropping bombs on the head of children, I'm thumbs up, whatever it is. If it's a peaceful means, then the end is justified. Right? If it's a peaceful means, the end is absolutely justified. Because by far, the priority has to be the next generation in love. I don't even know what sci-fi is. Like I was telling Jaquai earlier, I don't even what is woke? I don't know what woke is. I have no idea what's fiction. Everything, I'm lied to about everything. I have no idea what's fiction. Let alone with science. It's corporate science. They say trust the science, and the user just corporation science. What's the background music? Royalty free. I don't get in trouble music. It's called Little Planet on bensound. bensound.com. I always post the links for that. It's never about bringing them home when coming out. The mouth of demons. I agree with that, Angela. It's never about what they say. Demons don't tell us the truth. And even angels that work in the demonic system doesn't allow your angel to say what's true. If it does, the demons are killing. 5G can herd people like cattle. Angela, just the facts. Because 5G was first used was it Japan, to herd pigs. Pigs, how big? The hogs get big. They can, because they're wild boars, they weigh a couple 100 pounds. It herd them away from the Olympics. So imagine when you have herding ability of Americans. You don't have to lie to them on the news to get them to act stupid like a left and a right and herd them like the prayer boys and social justice warriors and all the rest of them. They can just use 5G to force you where they want you to be. And that way, now the wealthy people don't have to have guards and gates, guard houses. You can't go in their community. Bernie Sanders can keep you away just by pressing a button. Donald Trump can keep Obama, y'all screaming out there, nah, y'all Negroes, get the hell out of here. Trump, you finally see who he is here. Come up to his yard. Y'all poor white people, get out of here. White trash. Obama said, y'all silly Negro monkeys, get the hell out of here. 5G, no, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I know, don't get upset with me. I'm just kidding. I just don't believe none of the system. They always use a face that you'll trust to abuse your people, whoever you think your people are. Lines already been autographed, Brother G. Right, that's going back to the Ecuador, right? Absolutely. Pay attention to the hertz of the music. Rock was specifically designed to disrupt ourselves. Yeah, Hunter, I don't know a whole lot about that. I looked into it. I need to spend more time in it, but the hertz, that there's certain hertz frequencies that cause problems and make us aggressive and angry because they're like out of sync with the planet vibration, and there's other music that's in sync with the right hertz frequency or something. I don't know a whole lot about that. If you got something I can watch, post it for me. And I'll take a peek at it. But that makes sense to me. Like, if we're certain, if we been on this planet for 1 million years and we're used to certain frequencies, then other frequencies, I can see how they cause problems with us, right? Artificial. It's like Mars. When they brought back the Mars rocks, it kept them isolated from us, right? Like, you couldn't breathe it in because it would be something your system wouldn't recognize. That's what would kill you. It's like lead or glyphosate, or any of your synthetic drugs at your local CVS and Walgreens. It's a synthetic compound. Your body's not used to it. Like, there's no poison. Poison doesn't actually exist. There are things your body has recognized and is used to, and your white blood cells are familiar with and know how to deal with, and there are things that they don't. Things that are made in laboratory, synthetic compounds, your body has no idea what that is. That will kill you. Well, you have a cytotoxic T cell that's phenomenal at breaking, so it'll break some of it down. It'll form a granuloma around and get rid of it. So, biologically it makes sense that foreign things, compounds, things that atomic structures we don't recognize can cause problems with us. Absolutely. Something that's not in the frequency of what we are, because we're actually wave energy, we're very little atomic matter. Something that's at the wrong frequency can definitely cause problems with us. Maybe that's what 5G is. Maybe that's why it hurts so well, because of the frequency. I don't know. Good morning. People come in and I got to go. World, yeah, Louis Armstrong, yep, Billie Holiday, all good music. Ella Fitzgerald, absolutely. Nina Simone, yes. Etta James, Dusty Spring, all good music. These are all things you should listen to on a regular basis. If it makes you feel good, you'll make other people feel good. If it makes you feel aggressive and you're ready to go have a debate, don't do it. Ready to fight people, don't do it. But mostly, right now, it's mostly, like I said, Bob and Peter Tosh, and JFK speeches, Martin Luther King speeches, because there's a lot of stuff that we missed. This is what we were talking about yesterday, is when the people who want to enslave you and perhaps kill your children and are poisoning with glyphosate, when that system kills someone and puts them in a cemetery, that's probably somebody who said something that's important. So I'm listening to Bob, Peter, because they have lines, they have thoughts, they're writers, they have stuff that's real powerful that I've missed. I was busy dancing to the music, drinking my wine, and I wasn't listening. perhaps the content and the thoughts that they were having that would make the state want to kill them. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, all that type of stuff. JFK and the whole, climate change, and he told us that this was going to happen if our government was allowed to continue to have these secrets with the weather records. LBJ, not so much. He was more of a punk because of USS Liberty, and he was scared to take on the people that were murdering sailors on the ship, which no congressman or senator has ever gone to visit the graves of the people who were killed in the USS Liberty. That's how you know America's not America. That's how you know you can stop believing in it. It's the flag is for Rothschilds and Rockefellers and people we've never met. When your politicians don't even go to the graves of people who paid the maximum price fighting for democracy and freedom. They haven't gone to. That's what one of the sailors from the USS Liberty said. That no politician has ever gone to the graves of the kids who died on that ship. That should tell you everything you need to know. You don't have a government. With the central bank, you're not allowed to have a government. You have COs and wardens. You do not have a government. Stop cheering for the flag and understand the power of a Kaepernick who takes a knee. He may not have taken a knee for what you want, but he's taking a knee on the same concept that you have a system that does not respect your right to life. That's just the real talk. Real talk. Do what you want with it. Do what you want with it. All right. Thanks for telling me about the music Happiness. Appreciate it. Yeah, Deborah, you just got to be happy. It's got to be happy because that's where your subconscious, once again, it's taking everything in. And I needed taking in positive things. People were saying positive, powerful things, not people saying foul things and lying to me on the news or aggressive music. All right, let me get down. Last couple comments, I'll get out of here. Lenin was still alive. Okay. Yeah, charging. Daniel's talking about charging. Daniel said, nope, he's going to charge the kids $3.50 for pizza. He's going to Daniel charges his nieces and nephew $3.50 for pizza. That's what I mean. Banks shouldn't exist. Money doesn't have a reason to exist when you're all family. Money only exists when, to you, success is having things that other people don't have. Money has no place existing on this planet, not while they're children here at all. Get that. Gerard, how do you replenish your sources for that pie? Huh? What's that, Mary? How do you replenish your sources for that pie? Oh, okay. You're talking about pizza and giving pizza away to your cousins that are hungry and stuff, people around the world feeding people. Easy. Well, pizza, actually, unlike your Congress is, it's a vegetable. Pizza's made with vegetables. It's not a vegetable, but it's made with vegetables, right? So you can automatically farm tomatoes, peppers, wheats. You can farm them through robotics. I mean, there are people who make systems and sell them. The goal has to be to make things and give it away. Open source green robots that grow. The robots do the work. Mary, I'm an innovator. This is what I did for a living for the longest time. Automation, engineering, robotics, blah, 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 blah. We have the ability to grow food for everybody. I'm sorry, I didn't say that while you were here. We can feed everybody. We're just choosing not to. We can feed the entire planet in a state in the ground surface area smaller than Rhode Island. We can feed everybody on the planet. We got more than enough land for everybody on the planet in Texas. So we don't have a lack of land, and we don't have a lack of food. We're not overpopulated. The Georgia Guidestones, which whether they're true or not, I have no idea. It's scary that somebody would pay for that and disappear, have it contracted, and we don't know who it is. It seems like it's one of the Rothschilds that got a heart for a minute and just wanted to let us know. But we're not overpopulated. We can take care of everybody. We can build houses for everybody. We're just choosing not to. And that's with the technology in the public domain. Now, what they're hiding, who knows? But we're kept in conflict. We're being starved into conflict. We can take care of everybody. So the pie gets replenished through robots. Robots and automation are there to literally do it for you to free the human race from labor. I don't believe things that keep human beings, children alive, should cost money. If anything costs money, it shouldn't be the things that allow little girls and little boys to have food. Baby food shouldn't cost money. To me, it's sick and evil that you live in a world that baby food costs money. It's a baby. Process that for me. Baby food requires enslavement currency. How sick that is? Does a lion charge its cub for food? Chimps that rape their females and eat their young, yeah, they probably charge their chimps for food. Bonobos don't. Look up chimps and bonobos. We need to become bonobos and stop acting like we're chimps. Psychopathic chimps at that. How do I pull up comments that disappeared? I don't think you can, Jaquai. Sometimes I'll post stuff and it looks faded. It just means that the deep state didn't have any interest in that. It's not our platform. It's their platform, so they hide things from us. And unfortunately, I don't think you can bring them back. Money is a biatch. Yes, it is, Lori. It needs to go away. Music is tuned to 440 hertz instead of the harmonious 432. Thank you, Gabriel. Just kind of package it up, make it real simple for people. And now, who are the artists that actually produce music on 432? That's my question, right? So, I guess you can listen to happy music on 440, but if it's not at the right hertz, it still could probably be causing aggressive stuff. So who are the artists that promote that? I imagine you can't hear it on the radio because it's a standard hertz. So you have to buy a CD, I imagine, or you can listen to, aren't there ones on the internet? I've seen YouTube videos where they're like, it's on 432. Thank you for that. But if you got somebody we can listen to, post it so we can listen to it. And y'all should do an experiment. Listen to something on 432 and see if it makes you feel more calm, or see if it makes you have to smoke some cannabis or get some Prozac. Do an experiment. I don't trust anything. I say you give it a shot and see what happens. Schumann resonance. Okay, Mary, that's what it's called. Thank you. We're getting down, feel good music, blah, 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 blah. I still cry when I listen to King. I do too, Lord. People don't listen to King. They have no idea. They love posting about Martin Luther King. They don't know a damn thing about what the man said. You can tell that by the political party they're in. You can tell that by the fact that they're cheering on stage when their leaders who are doing everything against what he said are making a quote by him. It's obvious. It's like the whole Christian thing. You want to know something about Christ, then you need to look at the opposite of what the Christians do. You want to know something about Martin Luther King, it's usually the opposite of what people quote and say. If they're on stage, if they're popular. Work together. Lori, we should work together. We should be a collective. We're all one family. What family doesn't work together? Psychopathic. We need to stop being psychopathic. We already do produce enough. We just change. We just charge for it, so some go without. This is true, Jasmine. This is true. What I was trying to address, so we throw away more food than what the entire planet needs, 7 billion people. We throw away the excess. What I was addressing was the fact that nobody has to work for it, right? Because that's the number one qualm that people have with, hey, you're a utopian, right? I'm not gonna grow food for people for free, right? Because you shouldn't be growing food. You don't know what food is, and you're not a human being. You're a little psychopathic. You need to work on that. You didn't empty your cup. Robots do that. So that's my point, is that nobody actually has to do it. People like me, geeks, we have little smart pads, and we're like, send the harvester over here, send that over there, do this, turn this pump on, especially when you do vertical growing. But people don't know that because their politicians don't say it. And if politicians, leaders don't say that, then they're leading them into more conflict. They're not leading them out of conflict. They're not leading to world peace. They're leading them down to more world conflict, because they're not talking about root cause problems and root cause solutions. They're talking about side effects. There's a certain tone that Justin Bieber uses that explains why I loathe his music. Yeah, I don't know anything about Justin Bieber. All right, let's see. One more comment, get out of here. Chips are still on the matrix table to devalue human worth. Absolutely. Chips and chunks, Carolyn. Watch yesterday. You didn't see yesterday's Chips and Chunks. You think the RFDI chip is in trouble? You think that's dangerous? Y'all need to look at the chunks. They take a whole chunk of a laptop, stick it in your head. So you have to have a beehive's nest. Anyway, this is Gerard. You're going to have a wonderful day. I'm out of here. Bye.